Father Michael Orsi. I'm your host for Action for Life Television, that good news program which brings you the good news, the big G, the gospel of Jesus Christ, and little g, all the good things that people do to put that gospel of life into action. Today we're outside of City Hall in Naples, and we're with a group here who is prayerfully asking the Naples City Council to give a hearing to making Naples a sanctuary city for life. A sanctuary city for life. We hear about sanctuary cities usually in regard to certain cities passing it for immigrants who they feel are endangered. Well, what is more endangered than the unborn? We come here today because we know that Naples has a great reputation as being a community for life. Just the fullness of life, the flora and the fauna and the beautiful Gulf. And the people that come here are people who have great values, love of family, love of neighbor, love of God, and we all love babies. There's nothing more beautiful than to see somebody going down Fifth Avenue, Third Avenue with a stroller, bringing the kids to the beach here in Naples, to the Gulf, and enjoying this magnificent city, a city for life. We are making a statement today out here, a statement that all life is precious. And as one person told me earlier, if we can protect sea turtles, why can't we protect babies? So today, we are going to be interviewing people who are involved with this movement to make Naples a pro-life sanctuary city. We're going to talk about the game plan that they have in order to convince the city council that this is indeed something that they should do. And in watching this program, I hope it'll move many of you to also write letters, emails to the council people of Naples, asking them to please make Naples a sanctuary city for the unborn, and to at least give a hearing, to those people who are sponsoring this ordinance. This is Mark Lee Dixon. He is the man who got this movement started in the great state of Texas. So, Mark Lee, tell us about the movement, how it got started, and what are our plans for the city of Naples?
Well, this all got started when a city in East Texas, Wascom, Texas, ended up realizing an abortion facility was looking at crossing the border, moving their way. And so they didn't want abortion in their city. And so we ended up passing an ordinance outlawing abortion within the city limits of Wascom, Texas. They became the first in the nation to do so. And then afterwards ended up a total of 22 other cities in Texas, and then 2 in Nebraska have passed ordinances outlawing abortion.
Well, you just got an update. I thought it was 17 and 1, but now it's 22 and 2. So the movement is growing. I have to ask you, why did you decide that you're going to come to Naples, Florida?
Well, the people of Naples, Florida reached out to me. In fact, when they first reached out to me, I said, look, I'm not planning on going outside of Texas at this point. I've got to see a lot of interest there. And so they ended up showing me thousands of people here through petitions that were wanting to see abortion outlawed in Naples, Florida. And I said, okay, I'll come over and help out, and we'll get this ball rolling. Okay, so far we're here today. I understand that the president of Action for Life has already petitioned the members of the council here in Naples for a hearing, and he was denied by a 4-3 vote. Could you talk about that? Well, Naples, Florida has an ordinance on their books that protects baby sea turtles. Unfortunately, though, they're not for the idea of passing an ordinance that protects baby unborn human beings made in the image of God. And so there's a great disparity there, and I think that needs to be rectified. Now, we've got some here in support of this ordinance, which thank God for that, and hopefully we can sway that other council member to really stand up and do what Scripture says in Amos 5:15, to love good, to hate evil, and to establish justice within the city gates. And perhaps the Lord, the God of hosts, be gracious on the remnant of Joseph.
Well, we have a very beautiful demonstration here this morning. People are here prayerfully begging, I'm saying that quite honestly, begging the city council to at least give a hearing, a fair hearing to this proposal. My contention is that prayer, we are storming heaven. We're going to imitate the march around Jericho, and the walls will come tumbling down. And I believe that we will be successful. And I think, with Mark Lee and his presence here among us, coming all the way from Texas for this event, that God, in the end, always wins. It may take a while, but God will win. Mark Lee, thank you for being with us. God bless you. Keep up your good work. These two lovely people, they are very, very much involved. As a matter of fact, they were at the very ground floor of this movement to make Naples a sanctuary city for the unborn. As a matter of fact, having looked at their Facebook page, in a sense, they were the spark plug that got it started here in the city of Naples. This is Ted and Kim Collins. So I'm going to ask you, what moved you to do this? This almost says, where did this come from? How did you get here? And what did you decide that you had to do?
I feel like the spirit was just leading, and the whole notion of if you can ban the sale of dogs and cats at a local level, or you can ban the sale of straws in Fort Myers or big gulps in New York, even though something's legal, there can be ordinances at the local level to tackle that. And so that night I started looking up in search of if anybody was doing this kind of thing at a local level instead of waiting on the federal government to do anything, and found Mark Lee Dixon with the Sanctuary Cities for the Unborn movement. And we started the petition and reached out to him.
Did you hear that? This is wonderful, folks, because Teddy is bringing out a point that I think we need to remember. We don't have to wait to do something in Washington. We don't even need to wait for the Supreme Court to do something. Politics is local. Tip O'Neill said that many, many years ago. And whether you go for the whole or you begin to nibble, little by little, we can make a difference. And so Teddy is saying, yeah, we could nibble away little by little at the horrendous Holocaust that's taking place regarding abortion. And we can do something about it right here, right now in our own city. And we could do this all over the country. So now I want to hear from his other half. Kim, how about you? How did you get involved? When he was dreaming, and he woke up and said, God just told me something. How did you say? How, Teddy, what?
I am more of like the doer than Teddy, so I created the petition. I came up with like the idea to go to Seed to Table and get hand-signed petitions at like a rally that Alfie was having. And then I made the website, and I just started getting email lists together and sending them out to people. And then that's how I think Bill ended up seeing the things I was posting on Facebook and got involved, which helped accelerate it. And so I just started to really look into the importance of local government, because it is easy to just sit and wait for somebody else to do it. And I'm not usually someone that's very vocal or outspoken. And so it was like kind of my silent way of like contributing, making things happen, and then like the right people stepped in and helped accelerate it.
Wonderful. Again, you see how important it is. We all have different talents and different abilities. But what Kim said she did was she put something up on Facebook. A lot of us can do that. She sent out emails. A lot of us can do that. So everybody has a role in this. And some of you may be gifted with graphics. You can do signs. You can invite friends to become part of the movement. So everybody has a role and everybody has their gifts, and the job of each and every one of us is to put our gifts at the disposal of human life, the pro-life community. So I want to thank the Collinses for what you've been doing. You're great. Keep having your dreams.
Yeah, thank you.
And when he wakes up, take notes. Okay. God bless you. Take care. Well, this is the president of Action for Life. His name is Bill Oppenheimer. And Bill is the gentleman who is spearheading this movement with the city council here in Naples. And he has already spoken to the city council, and his petition to have an ordinance was denied by a 4-3 vote. So, Bill, can you tell us what's been going on?
Absolutely. On March 15th, I spoke to City Council and made them aware of the ordinance that had been drafted for the City of Naples. I only had 3 minutes to speak, made my case, and expected that the City Council would vote to put it on the agenda. Well, as several speakers already said, it failed by 1 vote, which was shocking. To me, there are both sides of this argument, but both sides need to be heard. And to me, it's un-American to deny civil discussion on this issue. And therefore, we're here today to make City Council aware that it's not just me, it's not just you, it's not just 3 people, but 1,500 plus people signed a petition saying they wanted this in the city of Naples. And there's 2 ways to go about it. If the City Council doesn't want to hear it, that's one venue. The other venue is at the ballot box. And the people will get to speak in February, but we hope it'll be heard before then.
So, Bill, you're talking about a possible referendum.
Absolutely.
Could you tell us how you plan to do that?
Well, we'll gather enough signatures to get it on the ballot, and that leapfrogs over the City Council. However, we still hope that City Council will change their mind, soften their heart, hear what we have to say, and also 3 of the city councilors are up for election in February also, and that's another venue.
Well, it certainly seems like you have a game plan, and I really think that Bill and Action for Life and the members here of the pro-life community in Naples, I think they have a very good case. At least they deserve a hearing. At least they deserve a hearing. And the question is, why not? What is there to be afraid of? Now, Bill, I want to ask you another question. Over the last week, I've been privy to some emails going back and forth with people who perhaps do not agree with what you're doing. Do you see a concerted effort by outside forces or by some of the members of the council themselves that are trying to stop you from having a fair hearing?
I think what we're finding out is most of the opposition is from abortion-related forces, including Planned Parenthood.
So you're telling me that already Planned Parenthood is concerned about this, and that they are trying to influence council members that they should vote against it. Could I ask you? Of course, we know their reasons, because basically they are in favor of killing babies. However, what reasons are they giving? What's their side of the argument?
Well, their side of the argument is it will generate litigation, which it may, but the litigation costs are covered by a law firm out of Washington, D.C. If the city of Naples is sued, the city of Naples will not suffer any loss of legal fees, etc. And the problem with Planned Parenthood, while they posture themselves as a healthcare organization, they are mainly a business, and they're in the business of murdering babies.
Well, you've heard it, folks. It will not cost the city of Naples 1 cent, not 1 cent, to give citizens a fair hearing. There is a game plan. There's a game plan. Bill has outlined it for us, and I hope that you folks out there, that you will also petition the city of Naples to give these people who want an ordinance to make Naples a sanctuary city for life a fair hearing. Bill, you are doing a fantastic job. Keep up your good work. I know we're going to see a lot more of you.
Thank you, Father.
God bless you.
God bless you, too.
Thank you.
Right.
We have a real-life doctor. As a matter of fact, she's a OB-GYN, and she does surgery. A lot of times she gets involved with fixing up women who have been hurt by abortion. And this is Dr. Charisse Trandin. And Dr. Trandin is here today at this demonstration asking the city council to at least give a hearing for an ordinance to make Naples a sanctuary city for life. So, Dr. Trandin, can you tell us why you think this is important?
Thank you for having me, Father Orsi. I thank you for your advocacy for all things life. So I am here because I care about women and men and the unborn babies. As a physician, my job is to make sure that women are living their healthiest life. And having an abortion is so risky for women, not just emotionally, but also physically.
Okay. Now, the ordinance says that this would be a sanctuary city for the unborn. Why do you think this is important for the city of Naples?
So Naples is a city of the most healthy people in the world, in America. We've been voted the healthiest city in America many times. And in order to continue being the healthiest city, we need to prevent women from being hurt by abortion and prevent the unborn from being taken by abortion.
How do you like that, folks? The healthiest city in the world. I think the world. You said the at least in the country. And yet, there are some people who are trying to stop giving a fair hearing to an ordinance to protect human life. And as I said earlier, this city is filled, brimming with life. We make every kind of accommodation to make life wholesome, happy, healthy, and yet there is some resistance to giving a fair hearing to people who want to enhance the quality of life in Naples, including the life of the unborn. Dr. Trandin, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank
Keep
you
up
for
your good
having
work.
me.
God bless you.
God bless you too.
Thank you.
We stand here together to protect families, the mothers and fathers and their babies. We ask City Council to answer our plea and make Naples, Florida, a sanctuary city.
As you can imagine, producing this wonderful program, Action for Life, it costs a great deal of money. We're going to need your help. So if you would like to donate to keep this good news program on the air, please go to your computer, your cell phone, actionforlife.net. And now for our thought for the day. Prayer is extremely important. We're not fighting a battle just against earthly powers. We're fighting a battle against evil. Please take some time each day to pray and ask God for the strength that you need and that we need to keep up the battle for life. One of the demonstrators for making Naples a sanctuary city for life is Cindy Case. And she's here this morning praying along with those of us who are begging, literally, we're begging Naples City Council to at least give us a hearing to make our position known and why we think this ordinance to make Naples a sanctuary city for life is so important. Cindy, why are you here?
Just exactly what you said. I don't know what they're afraid of, why they can't hear our voices, but I believe that we need to be heard. We are a big group strong. It may not look like it today because this is our first time just being out here, but I know that as we build momentum, they're going to have to listen because we have something to say. We want this city to be a sanctuary city for the unborn. There's really no reason why it shouldn't be. I mean, life is precious. It's precious to God. It's precious to me. You know, in my past, I've had an abortion. So I know the devastation that this causes not only for the babies, but for women. And we want women to be able to have options.
Why do you think that there's some resistance on the part of the council, not even to give this ordinance a hearing, just a hearing?
Unfortunately, I just believe that people have their own agendas, and when they're in the majority, just like our political system, they get to stamp their foot and decide what we as citizens are going to do, whether they want to hear us or not. I think it's irrelevant to them. As long as their agenda is being pushed forward, they don't care to hear from us.
But it certainly seems that there are some members of the council, at least 3, that want to have Naples declared a sanctuary city for the unborn. Do you think there's a great hope of swaying one more person to switch sides?
Oh, absolutely, because we're going to be praying for all of them. And I know that God can do anything. And I know that that momentum can just change everything.
So God can change hearts. We know that from experience in the past. And we're going to be praying that God change at least one heart to just give these people who are here today in the cause of life just a fair hearing, just a hearing. Thank you, Cindy.
Yes.
God bless you.
Thank you, fellas.
This lovely lady next to me is here today because she is not only pro-life, but she wants to make sure that the life gets off to the right start within the context of a happy, wholesome marriage. So she's in charge of an abstinence program here in Collier County and in Lee County. And I want to ask her, why are you here today?
So I'm here today because I want the youth to know that being pro-life extends throughout their entire life, and having a place where we have a sanctuary from the unborn will be amazing. And the opportunity to make this happen will save more lives. And when we do abstinence, we want people to understand that abstinence is a part of the pro-life movement. It's actually the practical arm. And when we're standing here and we're giving our life for something important, we have to be open to the whole spectrum. So if we want abstinence, we want to be pro-life as well, and we want people to understand that. I think that they are not open to hearing the arguments because the arguments are so convincing. When you hear the wonderful stories of the sanctuary cities that already exist, this is not a new idea. This is something that's already in existence, and it's beautiful in the communities that have it. It's a very hard argument to refute. So they do not want to open the argument because they won't be able to refute the beauty and the sanctity of a sanctuary city.
There's risks to the health of the women who are undergoing an abortion. One is breast cancer. There's a 40% increased risk of getting breast cancer for women who have had one abortion. There's an 81% increased risk of mental health disease in women who have had one abortion, a long-lasting chronic problem like depression or anxiety or post-traumatic stress disorder. There's a 36% increased risk of future preterm birth that could result in fetal death. 11,000 babies die from preterm birth the day they're born in our country every year, and it's going up because of our abortion statistics going up. And then also the uterus can be permanently damaged during an abortion, causing hemorrhage and scarring so that women can't get pregnant again. So abortion is harmful, of course, to the unborn, but also to the women facing that unplanned pregnancy. And we don't want our women of Naples, Florida to be hurt. We want them to be healthy and living their best life.
We're not talking about a complex issue. The city of Naples has an ordinance on their books right now that prohibits the feeding of ducks in Naples, Florida. Is that more important than innocent children made in the image of God, their lives? The city of Naples has an ordinance on their books right now that says, baby sea turtles, if you disturb those nests, you're in trouble. It's by city ordinance, also by other laws as well, but by city ordinance. So here's my challenge. If they're not going to put this ordinance to a vote on that dais up there, then I would ask them respectfully to repeal all ordinances relating to any life other than unborn life. Go ahead and repeal the ordinance about turtles. Go ahead and repeal the ordinance about ducks. I bet you that they'll say no. We gotta protect the turtles. Well, I'm here to say we gotta protect the unborn children made in the image of God. This fetal model is 12 weeks, guys. If you take a picture of this and you post it on Facebook, Facebook will ask you, which friend do you want to tag? Now, Facebook is not the most conservative voice, but their systems recognize a face. My question is, can that council recognize a face? And is that council that has been so concerned about putting masks on faces, are they concerned about this life, this innocent life made in the image of God? Thank you guys so much for being here. Of course,
I have one Bible verse I wanted to share. It's from Proverbs 31:8. It says, "Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves, for the rights of all who are destitute." Remember, we're here to speak up for the voiceless. Have a good day. Thanks.
Okay, we have our charge. I'm for action, and I hope you are too. We would like to thank our generous sponsors for their wonderful support. Thanks for watching. Please join us next time for Action for Life. I'm for action, and I hope you are too. I'm Father Michael Orsi. I am your host for Action for Life Television, that good news program which talks about the gospel of Jesus Christ, the big G, and the little g, all the good things that people are doing to put the gospel of life into action. So please join us for the next episode of Action for Life.